All right, so today I thought I'd do a little video on Reaper, and it's kind of one of those unsung heroes, if you will, of recording in the home studio and such. It's a full-featured DAW, and it works very well. I use it for a lot of things. It's not as well known as like Pro Tools or Ableton or Logic, but there are tutorials on it out there, but not as many as the others. So I just thought I'd add some of my perspective on it. And so here we have it. The session open, and I have some virtual instruments in there. As you can see, there's some MIDI and information. And probably one of the first things I would say is this is not what it looks like normally. But in fact, this is what it looks like. When you first get it, it looks like this. And yeah, it's okay. It's not terrible. But for me, with all these small little things like right there, we say okay, let's have this effects, and we have after 6. Okay, so and there you can open it, and it's nice. You can use it, but for me, it was kind of I used it, but then I saw this one guy had this really cool thing, and I just liked the visual appeal of it. It was a little more inspiring than this. Not to knock the team that created this, but this is the most inspiring thing, which is why I think they have the community that created this. So let's see, we have another video. The default 4 looks about the same. Classic. This reminds me of Windows 98. Let's be honest. It's just that kind of look, the old, or perhaps Windows XP. I don't know. Controllers are kind of like XP stuff, at least underneath the whatever they call the interface. Then there's an arrow that came over Vista. Anyway, okay, so yeah, the different looks. So I found this theme on a site that had different resources for Reaper, and I like it a whole lot better. The buttons are large, the faders are large, everything is really clear. So right here you have this bright glowing effects button, and you know that that's where your effects are. In this case, it's virtual instrument. Okay, so that's a little bit about the look. Well, let's see what happens when you start a new project. How you go about starting a new project. So, and yeah, so changes to that. Okay, so well, there's a couple of things you can do at this point. With this blank slate. One of the things you'll notice is it's laid out again with like the mixer down in this area, and here it looks kind of like it's almost like you're going to write something. There's the little playhead, and over here is the master fader. So we have a master fader, and we'll put that up to the top there. Okay, so again, there's two things you can do. Like I was saying, you can right-click here and insert new track. But I'm a shortcut person, so I like to use Control-T since it's already open. Just click on it. There we go, and you have yourself a new track. Now, what the purpose of this is to record audio, and you can set up audio in preferences, or in this case I already have it set up. So to record, you can hit the record button right now, but it'll show you no tracks are on for recording. And so kind of like Pro Tools and Audition, and I think probably most other DAWs, you have on the track. And there we have levels. As you can see, we're reacting to my voice right now. And so we can come here and select our input. So right now I'm mono. And then we can either come over here and hit record, or we can hit Control R. I'm going to hit Control R. And there we can see it's recording my voice in mono, as you can see by the one line that we have there. So that's how you record. And then you can hit stop, or you can hit the space bar. I'm going to hit the space bar, and then I'm just go ahead and save that. Okay, so that's how you would record some audio. Now, there's another thing you can do. Let's name the track, because that's important. I'm going to name, just to keep them organized. So let's say VO mono. Enter. There it is. Otherwise, I should have done that first, because I didn't give it an actual name instead of that weird number convention. All right, so let's insert another track. Control T, or again, you can right click and insert track. So, and let me show you another feature of the tracks that you can use. So I'll insert a couple more tracks in one. Okay. It's got this little folder icon, and it tells you what it does. It has these helpful hints. So what it does, if you would click that, is it turns it into a folder. So now it doesn't contain audio, but it contains the other two tracks below it. So if you hit this little thing here that compacts them, it's helpful if you have some things that you want in folders. It's almost similar to a bus, though not quite. I haven't really used this feature too much, except to mute two tracks at once, without only hitting one mute button. So that's, that. Or I suppose it can come in handy if you want to solo them. But it's just an interesting feature that Reaper has, which I did not notice when I was using the default thing. Anyway, so that is something you can do with those two tracks. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete those. And I'm going to go ahead and on another track for recording. Let me show you something else you can do. Okay, so right now we have the input as mono. And I'm using this computer's built-in sound card, so that's why it's a little bit noisy. You can hear all my touching of the computer and all that. So I do apologize for that. But I would use the Scarlett, but then you can't hear me for some reason. When it's using that as a sound card, it won't record my screen's capture. Once I get that figured out, I'll hopefully be able to make some better videos. So anyway, we're going to try. But there's multiple things you can use as inputs, some of which I don't understand yet, like the reroute and all that. MIDI, and so we have the X key, which I plug in the virtual MIDI keyboard, all kinds of things. But what I'm going to do is input stereo. I'm just going to use input 1 and 2. If you look up here, it's the mono is just using input 1. That's already recording again, and there we can see it's recording my voice. And now we can see I'm kind of talking over myself rudely, and you can see that's a stereo file. So that's how you record. And then you can hit stop, or you can hit the space bar. Exactly. So right after this, after I stop interrupting myself, and we go a little bit longer. And then this time we're going to come over here and click stop and save. And zoom out a bit using see at the top of your keyboard the plus and minus key to kick them in and out. So use that. Okay, and again I forgot to name the track before I started recording. I'll go ahead and name this. And so stereo. There we go. Okay, so that's one of the ways that you can use the tracks. Now there's another way. You right click here, and there's not a shortcut for this, or I'd probably be using it. Just insert virtual instrument on new track. And this is the best way that I found to do this. And it comes up with a list of instruments. You can see I have several installed. So I'm going to use one of the default ones right here. And And there you have it. It doesn't look too exciting, but in fact, it's not too exciting. It is a sine wave, basically, and it's useful. You can. I've used it as a bass instrument on some tracks because it's so pure, the tone of it, because it is, sine wave. So, but you can mix sounds in it. Let's grab a sawtooth and okay, and a little square. Okay, let's take the sawtooth away. Square wave. Oh, you can even add a triangle. Let's get crazy with it. Now let's get an extra sine. Let's tune the extra sine. I once played with this and I got it to play like fifths. And yeah, you can, if you know what you're doing, even if you don't know what you're doing, you can play around with this and get all kinds of different sounds. I got it to sound like a chapel organ, in fact. So that's one of the basic synths that comes with it. But now there's another one I'm going to add here. And these ones I don't really know what they do so much. But, I'm not sure what this one does, other than that. So I'm going to learn that one at some point, maybe or not, depending on what I use. So we have another one. Let's see, that's what I just used. Let's try this one. I don't know if this is a sampler or sample ignores MIDI note. I guess you can control samples with this, I'm guessing, mono file and stuff. So that would be something interesting to experiment with as a musician. So as you can see, they offer some pretty nice basic options. But for me, mostly I use third-party instruments. So we'll go over here. And let's go with the Sonovox 88. And here it is, and we have our piano. And of course, I'm playing right now with the controller. I have the CME X key, which is it's a 25 key controller. And it looks basically like an Apple keyboard with piano keys in it, and this very almost cheesy orange cable. And, if you want to see a review of it, I did a review on a couple other videos on it, which I'll link to in the cards. But anyway, it's the best controller for its size. It's 25 keys, which is 2 octaves. And it has octaves up and down, and other stuff which I go into in more detail in my videos. So you can play your instruments that way, or you can use the on-screen keyboard if you don't have a controller at all. And this is useful. So I just hit Alt-B, and there is a physical way to get to it. I mean, a clicking way to get it using the mouse, but I've forgotten that way. Then I'm a shortcut person, so here we have, and it's QWERTY. So it's not as intuitive. You have to follow. You have to pick keys and numbers. But if you know, if you're determined to make music and this is all you have, you can do very well with it. And I'm not just saying that because I've done it. For my first couple songs using virtual instruments, I used this keyboard because I didn't have anything else. Let's see, we can do, oh yeah, here it is. Something like that. It was a flute patch that I was using. And, or that even for another one, I did it with a mouse, you know, kind of just, which sounds way better on flute, of course, but that's one way that you can do it. So that's one way you can make music. Okay, so we should probably take a look at what it looks like when you record MIDI. So you come over here. And the nice thing about this, you can actually record your voice and MIDI at the same time. But let's just do the MIDI real quick. So you can see it's armed. It's an 88.2. I guess it's version 2. Okay, so now let's just play something like it's hard when you have to shift octaves like that. Okay. So we'll go ahead and save that and we'll take a look. And this is what it looks like when we record the MIDI track. So you can see it's a bunch of lines that may not make sense, but once you open the MIDI editor, you can see that these lines correspond to notes in the piano in this case. And so up here you have your notes, and you can see they go up and down. Right, like this key here. And then this is the length of the notes. So you can actually shorten them or lengthen them if you wanted to. And down here we have the velocity. So that's one thing I like to tweak because when you're playing on something like the X key, most of your velocities are going to be up near the top. If you don't know what that is, let me right here. So you see all those numbers there. 127 is the highest, and that's usually what all your notes are when you. Okay. So in this case, that note right there in bright blue, that's at 127. And so if you actually bring the velocity down, it'll be softer. So let's undo that, bring it up. You see, it's a little bit different. So maybe you can't tell that much, but what I like to do is select all of them. I'm going to grab the note of the highest velocity, and in this case, this one, and there's a few of them. I'll bring it down to maybe right up there. And that way it's still loud, but it's not blaringly loud, because nobody plays the piano as hard as possible all the time, right? And this goes for other instruments as well. But now you can listen to it, and we can find things softer. what you'd expect the piano to sound like. Except I'm not using the sustain pedal very much because on the X key it's a button. Anyway, so there's that. Well, let's do it before. Hear how it's smacking it really hard. So here, let's reduce velocities and much more gentle. Now, if you did want to, I'm going to make this real smooth. If you did want to add some notes, you could do that. So let's see, we'll start in here. This note. Let's say I wanted to add another one. You can actually do this if you have something like that. And as you can see, this is made at maximum velocity. Let's bring that down. The song does not start that loud. It's a little bit too soft. Bring it up. In this case, I think I want to make this one a little bit louder. Not that much. It might be a little bit louder than the okay, so here we go. And then let's see. Judging by the intervals on the other one, I'm just gonna, I know that it will go somewhere here on the grid. You can hear that. And you're hearing my hand touching the, or my arm touching the X key keys there. Okay, so let's listen to that. We hit that twice, so let's go in here and ping it. And in fact, for one song, this is how I did all the notes, was dragging them in like that. Okay, so you get the idea. Now, obviously, this is really time consuming to be drawing notes in, and certainly, like when I did all of my notes in that way, that was really time consuming. But the point is, if you're determined to make music and this is all you have, or like only an X key or just a keyboard on your computer, you can do that. And you can, it may take some time, but you're able to do it and you can make something that's musical and hopefully pleasant for people to listen to. So one more thing I want to do before we wrap up here, because this is getting to be a long video. Let me show how you can actually record MIDI and your voice at the same time. Or actually, you could record multiple. So it would be kind of pointless for me to arm this track as well because it's recording the same source. But let's say I had another person that was actually using my Scarlett interface. I had another person on a separate microphone. I could record them at the same time as myself. So let's go ahead and let's try something here. So Control R to record. And go. Okay, you can see I'm kind of limited, but that is one of the things that we can so I can come back in here and realize I made a mistake somewhere. Okay, so that's not right. It should be the note. It should be the D. So it's another thing you can do. So you take the D. I'll make it a D. Let's bring it up here. So let's, play it. Again, lining it up with piano keys, you can kind of know it presses them down. And if I wanted to, I could continue going on that. Again, it's very time consuming, which is why I have a key station where I can actually play, more than just the 2 octaves that I have here. But that's pretty much it. This is very basics of recording audio and MIDI inside of Reaper. And let me know if you want to know any more about Reaper or the virtual instruments that I use, or just what virtual instruments in general, I guess. And that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.